Do. I'm on slightly early because I want to check to make sure the audio is okay. Because I'm actually using a. Wait, okay. Is the audio working now? Yes, it should start in 10 minutes. I just want to make sure everything is working. You can hear me? Yay. Okay, yeah, I was muted for a second. So, because I'm actually using an actual microphone. Actually. I don't normally, I just usually use whatever's on the MacBook, but this time I got out a condenser mic for you guys. Making sure this is all good. Cool. Hi, everyone. Holy shit, there's a lot of you. Just gonna get my old guitar, play you guys a song. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna play a song. I'm not actually going to start answering questions until 11 o'clock. I just wanted to make sure everything was working. I'm trying to be prepared, trying to be a new person. But I hope you guys have had a good holiday. Happy New Year. I wish I could make the chat larger. I wonder if I can do that. Pop out chat. Okay. Oh, you can kind of make it. We always things are larger. Okay. Leave the dead jokes to me, okay? Boy, it's been so long since I played that. What did I get for Christmas? I got, I don't know if it's around here somewhere. Oh, I got some super nerdy Canon coasters that are made of rubber that actually grip, which are really nice. They don't slide around like my other ones on the desk. I got, hang on. Here's the coolest thing I got. Hang on. My lady got me a 3D, it's a shadow box. It's a Mario shadow box. And each one of these pieces, I don't know if you could tell on the camera, are cut out and are molded, because my favorite games ever are Mario, like Super Mario 3 in particular, and Super Mario World and Super Mario Odyssey are my favorites. And she got me another one of Super Mario 3 for my birthday, and she got me a smaller one to go with it for Christmas, and I absolutely love this thing. It's from Chimo55 Jimbo on Instagram. There you go. He's like in Spain or something, and he makes each one of these by hand. I have no idea how much these are. Let's see. Power PA, preamp. Oh my god, these go so fast. I was not ready for this. Happy New Year, guys. And we'll start in just a few minutes. New Rest Repose CD. Yes, we are writing the new record. The single's done and mastered, and it's totally done. The album is being written with Josh, our bass player. He's an incredible songwriter. And then we have Hiram Hernandez coming up right after NAMM to help us write some things. And it'll definitely, the new record will be out this year for sure. It's going to slap. I literally just played a Mastodon riff. Signal chain for Rob Scallon's Every Fret song. That was, for the guitar tone, that was, I believe it was my Rev Generator 100 with a Maxon OD 808 in front into the Torpedo Studio. Like it wasn't anything crazy. Most of the time with Rob, he likes a pretty specific mid-heavy guitar tone, like a really mid-heavy 5150. And a lot of times if I'm experimenting with something, I'll just use whatever I have out at that time. If I'm doing something for myself, I'll just use whatever I already have out for the first pass and send it to him and say, how do you like that? And he'll either go, yeah, I hate it, or yeah, that's awesome. Marshall Class 5 is cool. Thank you. You like my mixes. I appreciate that. I've been trying really hard to get better and like to try new things. Riff Wars. So here's what you guys can do about Riff Wars. I've been waiting for Bo Burchell for a while now. The songs are done. The music is done. It just he has to film his parts. Turn off that. Next big purchase. I mean, I don't know what's a big purchase. I actually just bought and ordered some. So I love Neumann monitors, and I have the KH310s, the big boys. I really miss the KH120s that I mixed on for years. So I ordered another set today, this morning. So now I'll be all Sennheiser, or all Neumann Sennheiser. Sennheiser owns Neumann. Yeah, Riff Wars is coming. You guys got to bug Bo Burchell. I'm gonna tag him on something because I've literally told him like I will fly down so we can film it, because the riffs I wrote for my parts for Riff Wars are awesome, and Bo's are amazing. But I've literally that's been done for like 2 months. These are actually, the Riff Wars logistically are very hard to do, and keeping it at a consistent quality level that I like. Because like a lot of people are like, oh yeah, no, I could totally do it. I can use my cell phone. And I'm like, no. Nope. Use a nice camera, lighting, or nothing. So that's why they don't happen that often. Robert Baker, we should do a Riff Wars, sir. I will just play riffs and you'll just play like awesome shreddy stuff and not even riffs. And I'll be like, what? That would be pretty sick, actually. Oh, Nick. Nick, you're cute too. I didn't even think about the fact that this would be New Year's Eve, so everyone's literally at home going, there's nothing to do. There's nothing to do. Is it time to get drunk yet? Like, yeah. Any tips for setting up a guitar in drop C? make sure the slots in your nut are adequately sized, and don't use too small strings. Oh. Analog pedals versus Helix. Let's talk about that for a second. So I use Helix 4-cable method with my tour setup because it's just convenient. So I no longer have any pedals out in front, just the controller. And I use a boost in the Helix in front of my amplifier. And I think I would say it's, okay, let's compare it to a Tube Screamer or a Maxon OD808. I compared both of them, and the pedal is better in a real life scenario. But I think the difference in them is negligible. The real pedal has a little bit more body than the stock pedal in the Helix. However, if you just turn down or turn the tone counterclockwise to add more low end or less top end, it was fine. I didn't feel like it had any digital feeling or anything like that. I would say it's 90% there. And in a high gain situation, when you're playing a big loud show, that 10% doesn't matter anyway. So that's why I chose to just not even use a boost pedal in front of the amp. Thoughts on the PV Windsor? Great amp. You can get them real cheap. It's like basically a PV version of an 800, Marshall 800, right? Hey man, did you start your YouTube channel? I'm still waiting to start my YouTube channel. I think when the time's right, I'll start a YouTube channel. I run 4 analog pedals through my Helix. I thought about doing that too, because you could obviously put them each in a loop and just engage the loops on and off, which I still might do for like a Digitech drop pedal or something like that. I should get an 80s Greco. The Grecos are cool. How often do you use your C100? I've used it for the last 2 videos I have shot. I use the EOS R a lot, and the C100 is actually right here. The C100 actually sounds like the audio from it is just so superior, but it's a crop sensor, so it takes more light to use. And I like the full frame goodness of the EOS R, but I still do use the C100 a lot because there's just so many options and bells and whistles for it. What do you use, Robert? Do you use an ADD? I don't know what you use. Dream guitar that I don't have. A dream guitar that I don't have would probably be like an actual vintage, like a 70s Les Paul, like a 70s version of this, or like a really old Strat, like a 56 Strat, something like that. Yeah, Robert, for the money, the Canon EOS R is just insanity, and it comes with the adapter, so you can still use all the lenses that you still have, and it's C-Log. It's just incredible. Do you think your Meeseeks guitar is in constant agony? I don't think so. It's dirty though, and it's like all here. Hang on, I'll get it. I haven't cleaned her up from tour, but I think it's cool that we went on this US tour, this like 6-week long tour in the summer, and it was so hot, and I sweated so much on that tour. I don't know, you guys probably cannot see, but like the clear coat has been sweated away, so the actual color of the binding changes from like this yellowish, and then it just kind of goes away, and like everything right here is just gross. and like it's totally changed color on the back. You guys probably can't see that. There's like hints of green now on the blue on the back because it used to match. There you go. So this used to be the exact same color as this when I got this guitar. And now it's like started to fade and turn green from like all the sweat that's been dripped on it. And it's just really, it's like right here. It's all, yeah, I love that. I love the wear that's happening with this guitar. But the amount that I sweated on it during this last summer tour, like things are starting to rust. And it's just kind of gross. But I haven't cleaned it up from this tour. Although being a winter tour, sweating was kept to a minimum. I am vintaging the Meeseeks guitar. Yeah, totally. Favorite bass players. When I think of a bass player, I think of like guys like Rex Brown, who are like we're hanging with like these insane guitar players just fine. Like when I think of bass player, I think of like Rex Brown's line in 5 Minutes Alone when Dime is doing the solo, the boom, like that kind of stuff. Like, oh man, or Justin Chancellor from Tool, insanity. Just I love those guys. I know you love Nirvana's Nevermind, but what do you think about Bleach? I love Bleach. I was in 8th grade when I first heard Bleach. Because I didn't even know they had anything before Nirvana, because back in the days before Nevermind, because back in the days before the internets, you had no idea. So if like a record store didn't have a tape in stock, you didn't even know it existed, right? So a friend of mine had Bleach, and I was like, "Wait, what? There's an album before this?" And they're like, "Yeah, it's from a label in Seattle." I was like, "What?" Pretty cool. Favorite Devil Wears Prada album? The Zombie EP by far. I keep asking Joey to do a nail the mix for the Zombie EP, but there's like a lot of I mean, the last time I asked them several years ago, they weren't big enough to like go to Universal Music Group, who owns all the Devil Wears Prada stuff, and go, hey, can we use your stuff? And now that they've got Bring Me the Horizon, Meshuggah, and all those huge bands, I think they would have a little bit more ammo to go back and be like, hey, we really want to do this. How did you discover Mastodon? Actually, I want to say when Leviathan came out, I saw an article in it was some magazine. It wasn't Guitar World or anything like that. It was a real short little blurb, and it was about how Leviathan was the most amazing album of that year. I think it was 2006 that it came out, 2007. And there was this black and white photo, and it was of Brent headbanging when he had really long hair, and he had the Silverburst Flying V, and I thought that is amazing. I don't even know what this band sounds like, but I'm gonna check them out. And I went, and I can't even remember how I found their music, because there was no iTunes store or Spotify. I don't even remember. I think I looked up a music video or something like that, and I was just like, oh my god, this is my everything. Yeah. And also Happy New Year, everybody. Now that, a lot of you guys are here. Happy New Year. Um, oh my god, there's so many questions. Sorry, Meeseeks, I don't mean to beat you. Let's see. What can we expect from the channel this year? All right, so here's what I want to do with the channel. Obviously the gear demos have always been like my bread and butter, and I've always tried to up the production as much as I possibly can. Better cameras, better grading, color grading, better, the little effects with the pedals and things like that. I want to keep trying to do more of that stuff, but I want to add a more of an entertainment value, because the gear demo videos, that market is so saturated and so overdone. I'm going to close this. Hang on. Okay. Oh my God, that's still not. Ah. There we go. All right. The gear market is so oversaturated with demo stuff, and there are guys that I don't know how to put this lightly. There's a lot of copycat guys, and there's a lot of just the same thing being rehashed. And I want to kind of move away from that myself. And I want to incorporate more entertaining stuff with the gear stuff. For example, I've already done this change. Like I've already started the process. Stuff like Remember the 90s and Raider Roast My Rig and things like that. I want to try to do more of that kind of stuff going forward. My dogs are going nuts because the mailman. Did Ola pass you in subs yet? I think so. I mean, rightfully so, right? Like he's projected to pass everybody because he can fart on a Dimebag Darrell guitar and get 100,000 views. What do you think of Machine Head? I like the early stuff, and The Blackening was an amazing album. Favorite Rest Repose song? Currently, it's the new single that you guys have not heard yet, unless you came out to a show on the tour that we were playing it. It's called Sound Advice. So I have a video coming out maybe tomorrow, but probably the next day. 10 metal albums with terrible guitar tones. Just because keep seeing all these top 10 lists of like the year in review and all that stuff, and I was like, I'm gonna make something slightly different than that. So I asked you guys on Facebook, give me some like really terrible sounding albums, and there's going to be a lot of upset people about these albums that I name, but it's what you guys voted on. Pantera's in there, Avenged Sevenfold's in there, Ozzy's in there, like, yeah, Randy Rhoads, he's, yep, absolutely atrocious. Dime, absolutely atrocious tone, at least on some of the albums. Thoughts on Earthquaker devices? I'm a big fan of Earthquaker. They don't really make anything for the stuff that I do because I'm not like a really, noisy fuzz synth octave. I mean, I know they make a lot of stuff, but like that's not really in my wheelhouse. I love their pedals though. Same with JHS. Have you guys seen the JHS vlog lately? He has just been killing it. Want to get another Chapman? No. I have enough guitars. Honestly, I had actually just recently got a storage locker to keep all my stuff. Least favorite common guitar. A least favorite common guitar, I think, would be something like the, I don't know if you call it a common guitar, but like a BC Rich, or like the really like the Dean stuff. I don't know if those are common, but like the classic weird, odd shaped stuff. It's not for me. Let's see. Do you think the effect pedal market is oversaturated? I do. I mean, it's a great thing that like pedals are just the hottest thing on the planet right now. And I've often thought and been asked about like doing a line of pedals, from me, and I could do it in a second with some big companies. But does the world need more pedals? Like, I don't know. Like it would have to be something really cool and unique. Although the coffee thing is really tempting. Like include a bag of coffee with a coffee themed line of fluff pedals or something like that. That would be pretty sick. Any NAMM predictions or anything you're excited to see? I heard that there might be like a new iteration of Kemper, not like a Kemper 2.0, but it's going to be in like a 4 processor maybe, or a plugin, something like that. That's what I've heard. I don't know. It's probably not true because Kemper has always been like, no, we have the greatest product ever of all time. There's no need to ever change it. So whatever. I guess we'll see though. I love Slipknot. I know V-Man, the bass player, a little bit. We chat on Instagram, not infrequently. Would you own a Flying V? The only Flying V I would ever own would be like the Gibson Custom Silverburst, like that Brent Hines has, or Brent Hines' signature Epiphone. That guitar is unbelievably sick looking. Other than that, I'm not really a V guy. I'm more of a weird guy. Like this is weird. Favorite car you've owned? My 1985 Toyota pickup. My first car. Do we tour with a front of house engineer or a monitor tech? Our drummer Chris is a front of house guy for a living, so he takes care of the in-ear system. When is the next Radar Roast episode? So we're gonna film, I think, 2 more. The second week of January. And I say we, me and Luke Severide. He's a stand-up comedian, and he actually helps me refine what I'm trying to say comedically. And I want to get him on the show. He's like a metalhead comedian, and he's a really, really damn funny dude. And he's like a professional funny guy. And you've seen me wear his shirts where he's like screaming at the flowers. I need to get him on the show, but I don't know how to properly do that without just being like, here's the guy. You know what I mean? Like, but I want to expand the channel. Oh yeah, so let's go back to the channel. Eventually, I want to make this a brand, and I want it to be like Tested. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Tested, Adam Savage. There's multiple people doing stuff on that channel for various things, and getting other people involved on this channel to expand it and grow it to do stuff that's less of a one-man show. I'm highly interested in doing. And like, you know, shooting for the moon here, like we would actually have like a studio space somewhere, and like it would be this bigger thing. Like that's what I envision this channel doing, because the one man, hey, I do gear demos thing is going to die soon, I think. So, I would love to just expand that and kind of be the Tested version of the guitar and music industry. That's best way I can put it. Did you ever have long hair? Yes, just go back a couple of years in my videos, and it looked really bad. Best studio monitor. Cali Audio LP6. So good. Legit. Like, whoa. So good. How did you meet Jared? Jared had a small studio he was running, and some friends of mine in a band called Into the Flood were doing pre-production, and they didn't know that I lived so close to Jared. I didn't know I lived so close to Jared. Jared had recorded a lot of local bands in the area for years, and they were like, "Hey, you should come by and just check it out, since you're the audio dude around here." And I was like, "Okay, yeah, sure, I'll come say hi." And I went and said hi to Jared, and Jared said, I think 3 or 4 words to me because he was busy. They were actually tracking and doing pre-pro, so I just kind of watched and hung out, and we briefly chatted, but that was about it. But we kind of just stayed in touch. Ever sold a guitar you regret selling? Yeah, there was one of my Les Paul traditionals, the one that my ex-wife got me. I kind of regret selling that one because that one was a great guitar. I was trying to downsize and like I didn't see the point of like putting anything in a closet. I don't know. It was kind of a weird time. I kind of regret getting rid of that one. Is Josh still having fun? I don't know. I haven't talked to Josh in a hot second. Um, what made you first want to work with Balaguer guitars, SIGs, demos, etc.? So I had done the demo of the original Growler for Joe, and I liked his designs. He had like a lot of 70s inspired designs. He was like, "Oh, I see you like I see you like RDs. Those are kind of random." And I was like, "Yeah, I gig with him. I gig with this one, my artist." And he was like, "Well, I'm kind of working on something like that, or I want to. Would you care to give me some input on it?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." Because I'd known him through Bo Burchell, who had already had a signature model through him. And Joe was very, very small at this time. And I had some input on the guitar. And I was like, well, do it like this, do it like this. And he was like, hey, here's a crazy idea. You just want to do a signature model? I'll just let you just tell me what you want. I'll build anything you want. And let's make it super cool. And I was like, yeah, all right. Like, what the hell? Um, I'd been approached to do some signature models with some smaller builders before, but it was always a nope, that costs too much. Nope, you can't have locking hardware. You have to have regular hardware. You can't have locking tuners. Can't afford that because the price is going to be super crazy high, etc., etc. And it just didn't never made financial sense. So it never happened until Joe came along. And yeah, Joe has never ever told me no on anything, which is crazy. I should do more live streams. I'm sorry I don't do more. I'm very busy. Like I'm flying to Fishman with Keith Marrow in a week and a half. I don't know if I should be telling you guys that, but yeah, I told you. Personal favorite Mastodon album. Um, Blood Mountain. Blood Mountain for me is like the perfect Mastodon album. It's just every song is just such a banger. What makes Fishman pickups better than other active pickups? That's a good question. With Fishman being a recording guy, Fishman's sound and feel like passive pickups, but the active part is powering the tech, not the tone, if that makes sense. So like when you see a DI of a Fishman pickup, it looks just like a Duncan, a passive Duncan, DiMarzio, bare knuckle, etc., etc. Whereas if you look at the DI of an EMG, it's very compressed and clipped and cut off, which is the sound of an EMG, which is great for metal. But if you want something other than metal, EMGs aren't really the best thing on the planet. With Fishman's, you get the best of both worlds. You can do the EMG super clipped high gain stuff, or you can pull a pot and get a voice too, which is a little bit more calm, a little bit more passive, and it's just very responsive. And they're consistent. So every Fishman modern I put in my guitars, they all sound the same, and I want that. Let's see. Let's see. Have you heard or seen anything about the TTM guitar endorsement wildness? The TTM. I don't know who the TTM guitar endorsement wildness is or about. I don't know what that's about. What's TTM? I don't know. Will there be a fluff sig set of Fishmans? Um, we've talked about it. they're not sure because like the amount of resources financially it takes them to develop a new pickup is a lot. It's like $250,000, right? And it's so we thought about doing like a pre-order thing where it's like, okay, hey, here's what I've settled on, and if you want to pre-order it, you can. And that way, they only build enough sets to fulfill the amount of people that want them. So I don't know. We might do something though. Mojotone pickups. Mojotone pickups are really really nice. All those guys at Mojotone are awesome. Very very helpful. Favorite rig rundown that I have seen. I really like the Green Day one because their tech, Jason, is just so over life. He's so just like, yeah, I don't know, and just mowing on his gum. Um, the other one was the recent one because they have horrible. Besides John, because John's amazing. Uh, they have a couple of new people that are just horrible. And I even commented on one of them. I was like, guys, stop this. Please. Just let me in there. I can't remember who that was for. I'll remember later. I don't remember who it was. Riff Wars with Keith Merrow, working on it. He's very, very busy. Luthier in Puyallup is Mark Stockwell, but he doesn't really take on work anymore. I don't even go to him anymore. He's very, very busy with the guitar company he's working with. Dude, I would love to do rig rundowns. Like, someone get me out there. I will do it. That's super nerd out. Seymour Duncan's versus DiMarzio. I typically like Seymour Duncan's for newer stuff and DiMarzio's for older stuff. Haven't messed with it since tour. Oh man, it's so horribly out of tune. Yeah, well, that's what I get, I suppose. Issues with Fishman kill switch and gauge set. Any tips on pickup height? No, I was just using the guitar with those in it yesterday. Not as close as you think. That's what I'll say about that. Are Heil mics good for guitars? Yes. PR30 is. Can we see all your guitars? These aren't all of them. There's. I can't get out of the way. There's some of them. A lot of them are in storage now, but like there's a storage locker just like right down the street from my house, so I can just go get whatever I need. Best camera for YouTube on a budget. Get like a Canon T5i or something, or an SL2. What mic are you using right now? This is a Sterling. This is a Sterling that Sterling just sent me. Hang on. This is a Sterling SP150. Does it sound all right? Guitar Center literally just sent it to me, and I really liked the other Sterling stuff that I demoed in the past. I was like, yeah, sure, I'll check it out. Sounds pretty good, from what I can tell. I listened back earlier on my other computer. Do you still play the Mesa TC50, TC100? I do not. Actually, the only Mesa Boogie amp I own currently is the all black multi-watt rectifier that they built for me. that was built coincidentally on my daughter's birthday. Weird, right? Let's see. No 50 cal, no JP2C. Nope. Will you ever bring back the white Schecter for YouTube? Yeah, I'm actually gonna go get it and clean it up and like make a video about that guitar. Are you sponsored by Orange? I am for live stuff. Robin Finke rig rundown. That was it. And I know Robin. Robin's like the homie. I actually know Robin from when I was at Two Notes. And I saw him at NAMM last year and gave him a hug at the Ernie Ball booth and said, "What's up?" And that rig rundown was just, oh my God, it was so cringy. Premier Guitar just, I don't know, man. They could be so great. Whose famous rig would you like to play through? Bill Kelleher's, Matt Pike's, or oh man, yeah, yeah, Bill Kelleher, Matt Pike, just because that's like 50 orange amps at once. But Bill Kelleher is because me and him have like a lot of the same tastes and tone, and I think his would be a lot of fun. Thinking of getting a Two Notes captor. Thoughts? Definitely. It's awesome. I named that, by the way. We were working on that when I was at Two Notes. The world will never know who's playing bass for RR. What are you talking about? Dude, how far back are you? Josh Wildhorn. I was announced a while ago, and he went on the tour with us, and we've posted pictures with him. Here's what's funny. Like, not that I'm attacking you, or I'm not attacking anybody, but I always chuckle when I meet people on the road. Like, they'll come up like, "Dude, we literally watch everything that you put out. We're such huge fans." And I'm like, "Oh, dude, thank you so much. Really appreciate it." And then they'll go, "So, what happened to your red 7-string Schecter that you were playing?" I was like, I literally haven't played that in like 5 years." Like, "Oh, really?" I actually had someone ask me if I have tried the Hyperion. Seriously. And he was serious. Like, I was like, "Are you trolling me right now?" He's like, "No, I was just thought it was a cool guitar. And have you seen it? Have you tried one?" I'm like, "That's my guitar." He was like, "Really?" Thoughts on the Neural DSP stuff? It's really good. Doug's a brilliant dude. Dark Class, all those guys are just so awesome. I'll see them at NAMM. Fluence Modern or Fluence Willie Adler? The Willie Adler stuff makes everything sound like a Mark V or a Mark IV Mesa Boogie, which is cool. Has that mid-range Lamb of God hump. That's not cool for everything. I like the moderns, but take the modern set and flip it and put the Alnico in the bridge. Pro tip. Coming to St. Louis anytime near next year. Maybe. We might be. We have a tour that we can't talk about yet. It might be rolling through St. Louis. Any Seattle or Tacoma shows? Not at this time. We try not to play Seattle very often because Seattle traditionally has always hated us. So like this headlining tour we did in the summer, that was the first time we headlined in Seattle in like 2 years. Still got the rev. Yes, I do. I am going to. Wow, it's been 36 minutes already. What? This live stream has been going for 44 minutes. What? That's crazy. Anyway, a couple more questions and we'll get out of here because I'm hungry. Ever consider going all Helix? I have for like I do have backup patches for the entire band in case we need to like fly somewhere or something, everything catastrophically goes down. I can pull the Helix and we can probably get some Helixes and I can just pop in some patches and we can go. I do have backup plans. Would you ever shave your beard? My lady would probably leave me. I think we're coming to New York. Yeah. Excited for the new Bring Me the Horizon album. Yes. Big fan. If I could only keep one guitar, which would I keep? Honestly, probably this one. This is one of those cases where like I got it right before that long tour in the summer, and you really have to bond with the guitar to kind of trust it to see how it'll do live, and so you just got to use it, and it ended up being like the most rock solid guitar I've ever played live. Like it doesn't change tuning. It's so consistent and so nice sounding. This will probably be my live guitar for years. Best food you've ever had on tour? My friend Brian, Chef Brian, metal chef from Beauty in Essex in New York, was the most mind-blowing food I've ever had, period. Honestly. And I think the whole band can say that. He was so gracious and so nice to us. When are we getting an XFX 3 review? I've been actually trying to get an XFX 3 for video purposes for you guys for a little while. Fractal is not very I'm not a priority for Fractal. Sorry. And I don't really know anybody who has one except for Bo. And he's not going to ship his up from Los Angeles. Revision F rectifier or multi-watt? I made a video comparing a Rev F rectifier with a multi-watt. You decide for yourself. If you like clean tones, multi-watt. If you absolutely hate clean tones, Rev F. RD or Hyperion? Hyperion. The RD is amazing. There are a lot of drawbacks with the Hyperion, namely the neck and at least the vintage ones. Is it bad to use 13s and tune up to D standard? No. Gojira's best riff song album in your opinion? Oh my god. I don't know. I don't know if I can answer that. Because Gojira, like everything from Gojira is just so sick. Something off of La Enfant Sauvage. The Axe. Born in Winter. Or Silvera or The Cell from Magma. Thoughts on Ghost's prequel? Amazing. Thoughts on Ice Nine Kills? Good dudes. Papa Emeritus or Cardinal Copia? I like Papa. Any tips for a 14-year-old starting a band? Don't be afraid to kick out people that are worthless. Don't waste time. If they can do the job, they can do the job. If not, get out of here. Best affordable DAW. Persona Studio One or Reaper. Hello from France. Our bass player Josh is in France visiting his family right now. He's having fun, I hear. Friedman or Orange? I would say they can coexist because they're two very different things. I have both. Did Restropose lose money on the first tour? Actually, no. Our very, very first tour, the Sleep City tour, if I remember correctly, we came home with like $4,000 or something, which was mind blowing. But yeah, I'm gonna get out of here, guys. But I'm gonna do these more often. I think so. I was the original reason why I did this is because I literally have no new questions, and I was going to film a 5-minute episode of FAQ Monday of just sitting there playing on my phone. But I thought I probably shouldn't do that. That's mean. I should do a live stream, and hence the live stream. So if you want to throw me some more questions, that would be cool. Or go over to the Ask FM thing because I have to film the next couple of FAQs soon. So yeah, if you want to do that, that would be super sick. But guys, I love you all, and I will see you very soon. Videos are coming out the next couple of days, and have a safe New Year, Happy New Year, and I will see you in 2019. Yeah, fluff out.